welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. I'm your host for today, Eloise Goebel, and today we find ourselves on the exciting island of Mahi in the middle of the Seychelles. We have an exciting lineup for you today. We start with the Quarter Festival, a bike ride to Rustenburg, and a ton of international stories, so do stay with us.
Coming up next on Trendz Travel this week, we celebrate the most popular South African food, the kota. We celebrate our culture and heritage with legends in Mpumalanga. We were at the Essence Festival in Durban. And finally, cereal becomes a luxury in Egypt. All this and so much more on Trendz Travel this week. A festival dedicated purely to the most popular Kasi street food in the country, the kota. Given the look of this popular township street food, it's easy to see why many confuse it with its cousin, the Durban panichao. But this soft quarter loaf is not filled with spicy stew, but a combination of, among many other ingredients, polony, slab chips, cheese, egg, Russian, and of course, the very famous acha.
An event like this is amazing for a number of reasons, but I think the most important one being that we're celebrating township culture. So I'm not really here to see gourmet achas or gourmet quarters. More than anything, is to come and celebrate township culture and to see entrepreneurs looking at the township space and saying, how do we take this message or this way of life, this lifestyle, this culture, and share it with the world? And I love it. I ate all of There was one that had mince in it, and it was a high grade kota. I've never had a kota like that in my life, but it was amazing. I've been to a lot of festivals, obviously because of the work I do, and what I like about this is it's not just a reason for us to drink and come and hang out. It celebrates township culture in a very unique way. I mean, this is the first one. Look around. It's packed. I'm excited about what's going to happen next year when the next one comes. So this is cool.
Oh man, it was fantastic. I just enjoyed it, more especially the crowd. But most of all, man, the food, eh? I enjoy the food. Which kota? Oh, there was
this long one, this whole loaf.
What did you call it?
We call it horse and trailer.
Horse and trailer, dog. There was a horse and trailer.
It had everything inside. We enjoyed that one.
The festival was definitely a family affair, as young and old tucked into their favorite variety of the kota.
The Kota Festival is literally a social, the way I say it is, it's just a social event where a lot of people that stay around Soweto and around Gauteng and even outside of Gauteng are coming together to socialize over one of the most indigenous food in the township, kota, because that's what everyone who's grew up in the township has always been familiar with. This is the food that we eat in the township. It's overwhelmingly surprising, but it's good because that means we're onto something good. People have been looking for something like this, but no one had thought of it. And I think I'm going to give credit to Sidwell, who's the organizer of the event, that he really came up with a good concept. And ours was just to add value in something that he already pioneered.
I'm bringing kota pie. They consist of chopped balls, steak, chicken, Russian, and liver. You know, it's the nicest thing that you can ever come across because it's all the meat in one kota, and so they give you a marvelous taste that you keep on wanting even if you have ate. It gives you that craving, man, you know.
Some tried their luck with new brave ways of presentation and taste.
Today I've been tasked with showing the slices for parmalat in a unique way to inspire people how to use the parmalat slices instead of the traditional form, which is the kota and the bunny chows and such the like. So this is just to show people different things that they can do at home with parmalat cheese slices. It's my first festival in Soweto and it's amazing. I'm loving the vibe and people have been very friendly and also very encouraged to see what to do with the cheese slices. So it's been great from an educational point of view.
I'm here because I want to have fun. kottas and have fun and stuff. Yeah, I did eat a kotta.
Definitely an event worth visiting again next year. The 5th annual DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival will once again be held at the prestigious Kyalami Grand Prix circuit this month. This taste bud tantalizing food and music festival is one of the biggest and most popular food and music festivals in South Africa. With one of the highlights being food, the foodies are sure to be treated to a traditional and contemporary cuisine meant to cater for all tastes. We were invited to an exclusive pre-delicious festival chef's table experience on what to look forward to at the DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival.
So we kick off with a beautiful risotto, which is not just one of my favorite things to cook, but also a beautiful signature dish at Jameli. It's made with braised oxtail. The oxtail has been braised in castle milk stout itself, with a little bit of beef stock and the aromatics just to bring it all together. That was literally left overnight in the oven, and we came in this morning to take it off the bone. That's been combined with bits of arborio rice, the stock from the oxtail, which has been used to just get that beautiful creaminess, Parmigiano Reggiano, and a lovely freshness from the mint elements in the form of both a puree as well as a little sprig of pea. So do enjoy your first course.
With a mouth-watering oxtail risotto as a start, it was time to dig in on the second course.
As you dig into your second course, 2 interpretations of lamb, again with castle milk stout as a key component of the marinating and saucing and so on. So on the base, a little spicy hummus, which is complemented by the preserved aubergine, as well as a lovely caramelized puree of squash, a combination of butternut and pumpkin. So that's just for those sort of familiar homely touches. The meat components, 2 elements of lamb. We have the little short rib, which has been braised nice and slowly in a barbecue sauce based on castle milk stout. So we reduce the castle milk stout with all the aromatic spices, and then add a little smoky barbecue touch, and then braise that really slowly. Again, something that spent most of its time in the oven this morning. The little loin, the best end rack of lamb, is presented as a little chop as we know it, but affectionately better known as the most tender and the most sort of flavoursome piece of the lamb. The top end of the rack, marinated overnight in castle milk stout, just like that, to give it that sort of bitter note, and then char grilled and finished with a lovely fresh and punchy chimichurri as a pesto, which gives you a nice combination of zesty, sort of smoky, and beautifully sort of comforting flavors. So do enjoy that.
The combination of the lamb and short rib was delectable and tender.
I've made a dessert with the chocolate CMS. It's a chocolate mousse. So my concept really for the Sunday is that I've made recipes that are based on my favorite mob characters or gangsters or stuff, because I just sit at home and cook and watch mob movies. So this is the Chapo. This is the Chapo La Mousse after El Chapo. So enjoy.
The smooth, chocolatey dessert wrapped up the menu. But did the foodies enjoy this delicious menu?
My take about the food was that it was very homey food, very heart-warmed food that you know is made from love. As Jameli is a family restaurant, it's about home, it's about family, it's about comfort food, and starting from a risotto, going straight to the lamb, going straight to the chocolate mousse, it's about like filling the stomach and enjoying every single bit and piece of the food.
Oh my soul, I love food. First and foremost, so for me I was excited. I actually couldn't wait to try out the stuff, and I actually wanted to see will it actually be really amazing, because when you go to Delicious Fest, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for food that's different, that's amazing, that's salivating, you know, and that's exactly what we got. I mean, from starters we got an oxtail risotto, which was amazing. I asked Alex immediately, I'm like, okay, add it onto the menu because it was amazing, and he said he'll bring it as a special, but it was really nice. And then for mains we got some lamb I'm a lamb lover. I am the worst. Like, lamb is like, it'll kill me already. And it was beautiful. It fell off the bone. I like eggplant actually, so I didn't mind the eggplant. It was really nice. I wanted more actually. So I felt the portion was a bit small, but it was really good. And the dessert, man, props to Tibbs. The chocolate mousse was really, really good. And it's not helping us trying to lose weight and stuff, but it was good, yeah.
Join us again next week as we show you exactly what went down at DSTV Delicious 2017.
Expect a homely vibe. Expect a lot of fun because it's Alex and I. And if you've been around us, you know we try and make everybody comfortable. Lots of jokes, but good food, like amazing food. Trust me.
Take a break, guys, because we'll be right back with Trendz Travel after this short break.
Africa is constantly getting new technologies, and with that comes new terms.
Massive, open, online university. And primarily what they are doing is they're established in the community, so they're well established within the Soweto community.
Internet of Things also covers small sensors, so you can do like home security, motion detectors, IP cameras.
Our network simplifies these terms for you. We also have new gadgets and social media.
When it falls on the grounds and then the battery, everything falls off, people just put it all together and then your phone is back in shape.
The Valega app, we initially started off by doing this manually.
The internet is actually my favorite fashion invention of all time.
That's Network with Ms. Pumelele Zondi every Sunday at 9 p.m. on SABC News.
Over 5% of the world's population, of 360 million people, has disabling hearing loss.
Sometimes babies are born that can't hear. And especially during the pregnancy where there's some infections that mom could pick up that can actually transmit that damage to the ear, and those children can be born deaf.
I don't look at myself as a disabled person. I looked at myself as Bruno, not with a disability. I don't have barriers. I use South African Sign Language because I have a language.
And unfortunately, we need to talk to the teenagers and the young people out there. I know it's now fine to go to the concerts and listen to that loud music, but you're actually damaging those little hair cells all the time. And you're not going to pay the price now. You're going to pay the price when you turn 45, 50. And then all of a sudden, we're going to see the damage done.
For all your health news, join Health Talk every Saturday from 9 to 10.
As one of the global icons, Mahatma Gandhi once said, a nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the souls of its people. And judging by the vibrant mood and the spirit of the dance groups, one could just tell it was going to be a day to remember. This cultural event is always held annually during the Heritage Month in the historical town of Middelburg in Mpumalanga, which is nestled between the coal mining towns of Witbank and Leidenburg in the province of Mpumalanga. Guests came in different cultural outfits to take part in the grand parade, which started at the town's municipal offices to the Kiers Tarial Stadium.
We are very much happy to salute and honor Umama Esther Nostokana Mahlangu. We decided to appoint her as our ambassador, our cultural or heritage ambassador, by virtue of the fact that she was born and bred here in Stiptwete. But secondly, what she has achieved is so amazing, it is so immense, and we believe that the first wealth, it is your identity, which is why we are actually utilizing her to inspire young people in particular and everybody that we must embrace our African identity.
The highlight of this heritage event is none other than Gogo Esther Mahlangu, This legendary Ndebele artist left her 3 sons at home when she was a young woman to go work at a museum in the city of Mpumalanga, a career milestone that established the hand-printed Ndebele houses to the international platforms. The unique geometric designs of her home attracted French creators that soon took her to Paris, establishing a new era of Gogo's Esther's artistry. She has taken the world by storm, a proud stroke at the time. People came in their numbers to get a glimpse of the 81-year-old global icon who grew up in their very own hometown. With a career spanning close to 5 decades, there is something about Gogo Esther that keeps her authentic to her ethnicity.
Yizi izinto ezangithatha zangiphosa ngaphetsheya ngingazi ukuthi ngizakuya lapho ngifuna nabo bakhambe enyaweni zamabantwana abakhula kwabo bangasilahli isikhethu emde bakwale baphothela abomama mde babagcugcuzela bomanini into le mde bayazi and mde bazazi bona ngebawabani umuntu azazi bona ngengwawabani yangizwisisa bona ngithini isinanazo lesekhethu sithini so nenhlonipho mde ibe kangako abafunde umbereko wezandla noma ingaba nguphi noma ingaba nguphi uzabathatha ubaphose ukuthi bazakhwela ifly njengami ya bazayikhwela vele ugogo njengoba ugqokile njengoba ngiyembethe nje mara nethi into yobathonya se-airport nakulila into le yakuba mhlole mina.
The Beats of Africa took to stage showcasing the eclectic, diverse movements and the sounds of cultures in South Africa.
It makes us remember who we are, where we come from. For knowing who we are going, you must know where you come from. Yeah. So I'm proud to be Swati, so I'm representing my culture.
As we celebrate many cultures, as there are many provinces, there are many cultures, we need to see them, we need to learn from them how they do in their provinces.
And to add on here, I think this was a planned Heritage Day. It is my first celebration of a Heritage Day, so I think this is the best of them all. So above all everything, I think this is my first one that I've actually enjoyed.
I think it is a good thing for the different type of heritages and cultures to know each other and then we can go further.
Heritage Month means a lot. It makes us to be in contact from where we come from and to remember where we come from.
Annual events that celebrate the traditions of our cultures always get a nod from us. This Heritage Festival surely lived up to this promise and will hopefully attract more festival goers next year. Nigeria recently held its first ever beer festival in the commercial capital, Lagos, an event aimed at promoting the country's top brews. Over 20 beer brands were on display during the festival, attracting hundreds of people who came to sample the drinks. Nigeria is Africa's second biggest beer market, which is currently dominated by Heineken and Diageo. Nigerians drink 16 million hectoliters of beer a year, which is half as much as South Africans, the continent's biggest beer market.
The festival brings everybody together to just have fun and relax, and you can take your mind off stress and just be yourself here. I mean, and today is Independence, so another reason to celebrate.
Just for me to come with my friends to entertain ourselves. I'm not really into beer, but most times when I take beer, I feel comfortable. I really feel comfortable, nice.
Guests were entertained by artists, while various beer vendors and brewers displayed their brands. Nigeria may offer a good long-term punt for brewers. The country's per capita beer consumption is about 10 liters a year, compared to a global average of 35 to 40 liters.
For the first edition, it was, I must tell you, very challenging, convincing the people, trying to introduce what beer festivals should be like. It's not a beer village that Nigerians are used to, just sitting down and drinking. It's supposed to be a celebration of lifestyle, a celebration of culture, a celebration of the people, a celebration of beer. Okay, so it took time trying to convince people, convince the brewery, the major breweries, stakeholders, and government about the need for this to happen, and that's what you see today.
Organizers hope to grow the event one day to rival the famed German's Oktoberfest beer festival.
Journalists were taken to a secretly located Fast camp for a sneak preview of the new Fast and Furious live show. The multi-million-pound production's creative director Roland French says they will bring action-packed scenes from the Fast and Furious franchises to a live arena audience by using projection technology.
So no one's ever tried to make a theatrical car show before, and I think that was my big guiding, that was what I really wanted to make. And I think the truth is no one's ever had a brand as big as Fast and Furious, and no one's been able to kind of put enough money together, I think, to be really kind of transparent about it in order to make a proper theatrical car show.
Fast and Furious Live incorporates clips from the franchise, some original cast appearances and new characters. But the cars are still the main stars of the show.
We raised 25 million to get it on the road. Of which we spent 15-16 million on stunts and theatrical effects, and then 10 million to actually get it touring. And then obviously you're in business and you start selling tickets and off you go.
.3D mapping is a huge technology within the production. The size of the arena, obviously we run in huge arenas with this show, gives a scale and size far beyond what a lot of productions have ever even attempted before. So we have projectors looking at the floor, projectors looking at the set, and they're able to change the entire environment all at once. So we can be in the rain in London, then we can be in Dubai, then we can be in Rio, and we're able to instantaneously take the audience from one sequence or one country to another. And with a brand like Fast and Furious that are constantly bouncing around different countries in the films, it was like the only technology that would do, really.
According to Roland, they needed to create new technology for the vehicle stunts to work with the projections, including specially designed tires that don't leave black marks.
I appreciate what you're trying to do. My car is the slowest car on the island.
Was. Pull the seats, the doors, the battery. If it ain't the motor, take it off.
Laughing gas?
Nah, Fed. This is Cuban Nas.
You guys are crazy. What are you doing?
Poor man's turbo. Pull the vacuum line, hold on. Old trick the Buster used to play. In case of emergencies.
You know that's way too much boost for that engine.
It's gonna be fast.
It's gonna be a bomb.
Only needs to go a mile.
Fast and Furious 8 is already out on digital.
So for the floor mapping to work, we need the actual ground, the floor that we tore needs to be a kind of shade of blue. Now obviously if you drift a car over that kind of colour flooring, it immediately leaves black marks. And you couldn't repaint it every show because by the time you get to the second sequence, it's all black marks again and the projection won't work. So we teamed up with Nankang tyres and they've basically created prototype tyres for us that don't leave black marks. So you can drive around on the floor and it just leaves a kind of clear residue. It's really really, really incredible, and took us over a year as a production to find a tyre company that were willing to investigate it, and Nankang came through for us. They made these tyres, so hugely innovative and very exciting.
But my background driving-wise is actually drifting, so I've competed in drifting the last 2 years. Probably got about 4 years experience in drifting, but that was kind of my only driving technique. So the last 5 weeks it's been amazing to learn front-wheel drive, certain stunts and stuff as well, which is something I hadn't experienced before. But luckily, because I'm quite good with car control with drifting, I've kind of picked it up quite quick, which is great.
The brilliant thing that Roland French has done is he has taken like some amazing pieces from the original movie and he's managed to put them onto stage, and also at the same time he's managed to kind of put a sideline story that kind of supports that as well. I mean, where me and Alicia come in is we kind of take the audience kind of on a journey. We kind of go back and forth to the present, but I mean the storyline that we've got is that's running through. There is like a canon storyline, which is pretty cool.
Fast and Furious Live will debut at the O2 Arena, London in January 2018 before it embarks on a world tour.
You've seen the movies. Now experience an epic live arena show with adrenaline-fueled stunts. Fast and Furious Live.
Welcome back, Trendz. I'm right here. I haven't left my post. I'm still watching the ocean. I'm still watching the sunset. It is really too beautiful to move, but I don't want you to move either because we've got so much more for you coming up.
A lot of us rely on tech to survive, and Africa is already a mobile-first continent.
We build mobile technology that connects motorcycle taxis to commuters and businesses in real time.
My phone was the most important thing.
Africans are using technology to innovate. On Network, we have African technology and social media news. Even robots have heard about us.
Hello, watch Network on SABC.
For African technology and social media news, join Ms. Phumelele Zondi on Network every Sunday at 9 p.m.
Here we are witnessing the beginning of the end of the apartheid system.
If you did a paternity test on our constitution, whose DNA would come up? Not Nelson Mandela, not F.W. de Klerk, Oliver Tambo.
The
second annual Essence Festival is back in the Zulu Kingdom. The empowering festival from New Orleans brought its most iconic elements that has incredible workshops and seminars through this year's theme, Firing Africa with Inspiration.
Durban and New Orleans, which is where our festival happens each year, are sister cities. So the Durban delegation would go to New Orleans and they'd be like, we can do this too. And New Orleans, because New Orleans really loves their sister city as well, they were like, we'll show you how we did it. And so Essence got involved, as in, we came here and it worked. It was a nice partnership between the city of Durban and also with Essence magazine.
South Africa's very own media personality, Nomza Mombata, is the face for this year's festival. She took to New Orleans ahead of the South African leg of this inspirational week to celebrate and experience what Essence is really about.
When I experienced the one in New Orleans, because I was invited by Essence to come and host on the center stage, it gave me a broader understanding of what Essence Festival is. And I understood why, people here at home don't understand fully what's this Essence Festival. But basically, Essence Festival is, in layman's term, partying with a purpose. Because what people usually do is that they mistake Essence Festival for just the music part. But there's so many elements, that contribute to the success of a festival. There's the business fair, because there's so many people who are succeeding in business and who are able to impart the knowledge that they've learned along the way to young and up and coming SMEs. And then you get the empowerment stage, where there's just powerhouse speakers, man. People from all walks of life who have so much to share. And then, of course, you have the beauty stage, and then you have Essence Eats, and then you have the festival, It's just, it encompasses who we are as a people, and it's so good to see so many black people in one place, happy and free. You look at the symbol and the emblem of the Essence logo. It's the map of Africa. You know what I mean? That says something. And it has all these different things put into it to show that we are a multifaceted people. And what better home than Durban? I mean, I'm a Durban girl. It's the warmest place to be, honestly. And you know what it is? We are such a beautiful people. We're so relaxed. We've got great weather. We've got great scenery. It's not expensive to be in our city. There's so much to do. There's so many people to engage with and to just do different things with. And then, no shade to other cities in South Africa, but don't take it there, no. Durban is the place to be.
Essence Fitness is all about healthy living. The lifestyle and wellness segment of this festival began with the popular aerobathon beat workout featuring some of the greatest South African gym instructors.
Essence Festivals is allowed for aerobics. Since aerobics, it's the second year. Last year we were here, and this year it's our second time. So mini marathons. This is like the last event, and we are different instructors from different places, and then this is where we do it and work our bodies.
The festival is good. I go to gym 5 times a week, so I can relate. It makes sense. It's good to motivate the people, but be aware of healthy living and healthy lifestyle. And that's go to gym, and it should be something they do. It's not something a fan to go and do.
Silana because of basi encourage ukuthi singabantu abasha sihlezi si healthy sinemzimba ebukekayo ngasonke isikhathi okunye ke futhi ke bayasinceda in terms of ukuthi singabe involved kwezinye izinto etradini ezinye izinto la ubona khona ukuthi singaba sigcine sisifake emajeli basenze ukuthi ngasonke isikhathi lesihlangene ngemigqibelo si-exercise senze imizimba sakhe imizimba yethu ngasonke isikhathi.
What they doing here, they creating job opportunities for us especially. I don't want to say I'm a fitness guru, but I've done exercise specialist and sport conditioning trainer, personal training, aerobics, you name it, sport coaching. So I've done it for more than 20 years. So it's good that I can see that more and more people are exercising. The food that we eat is very bad for us, and so Essence bring back all of these things, because I know there's a nutrition day as well where people share knowledge about what you shouldn't eat, and people are selling books. I think more and more they're creating job opportunities for us Durbanites or KZN people.
I like the fact that you brought South Africans than last year, because you brought people that we didn't even know. Some of us don't even have DSTV, so it's better that you brought people that we know we can relate to. Because the essence should be about South Africans and Africans, so we like that.
That is what we do. It's one of my best Arabic terms.
When you do Zulu dance, it's another part of exercising. So I would love to see that. It shouldn't be aerobics only. You know, when you do Zulu dance, when you do the Xhosa dance, you klenta, when you do Mpakanga, it's another form of exercise. Benda, it's another form of exercise. So why can't we do our own?
This segment is followed by a fiery seminar on the empowerment stage by top athletes of South Africa. The likes of Caster Semenya and Amandla Dlamini gave insight on the sport industry.
It was a success. We had a great panelist. The way we tackled the issues, raising awareness, about fitness, about life, motivating the young ones. I think it's a great initiative, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll come here next year.
It's been absolutely amazing. For me, this is my second year, and I think the first time it was a bit of a lesser crowd, but this time around we've seen that the crowd has improved. And I think it only speaks to a direct impact in the interest of the younger generation, and that is to have them come here and really strike a lot of interest in the subjects that we talk about. And for me, it's just been really amazing interacting, getting the questions on the panel, but also sharing my own experiences in terms of the gender imbalances in sports. As much as a lot of people might not want to hear it, but these are some of the things that we need to be transparent about.
One thing that I respect about Essence Festival, especially this year, is that they included the tech side, because who are we without tech? We live in a digital age, One day we'll disappear into smithereens and we'll just communicate through, computers. So for me, it was about understanding, and there's coding, and there's so many robotics and things of that nature that young people, especially black kids, don't have access to.
Essence isn't just the concert. Everyone knows Essence for all stars. This year we had Nasty C headlining along with Jill Scott. Now, all that dancing, all that lovely fashion, what happened? People get hungry. This is why we created the Essence Week, part of it. We had things served up like dombolo, we had jekwe, we had chakalaka, we had ice cream. But it's all about just keeping flavors simple and focusing on the flavors we have here in Durban.
I'm like a foodie of note, so I love food, and one of my friends showcased themselves, Chef Manzini, and she's a phenomenal woman and a phenomenal chef too, and everyone that has come out here has been exceptionally great, and the food has been amazing, and so it's been a very great thing in the Essence to have Essence in it for people that want to be inspiring chefs, want to know a little bit more of what spices to use or what not to use or whatever the case is. So it's been a very great experience and overall for food in general.
It's amazing because with last year I got to meet an international chef, well too, but I've gotten a close connection with Chef Kenneth Temple because we worked together from Friday till Sunday. So I've gotten a feel of what American food is, and he wants a feel from me of what South African food is. It exposes you to the world at large without you having to leave Durban. The experience was absolutely amazing. Durban has never felt so alive. Since last year, everybody's so excited about the Essence Festival. We're here, we're experiencing these amazing local talents and stuff, and we actually got to meet people that we actually hang out with, but we didn't know what kind of businesses they were in. And this just sort of shows us what's going on in Durban and how talented and how amazing people are working.
It's all about being creative in the kitchen. That's what we want you to do. People came here, and I said this earlier on. The biggest perk for me with the Essence Festival and Essence Eats is that with all the vendors around here, it's all the small businesses inside KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa at large. So if I've got 100 small businesses, I need 100 small accountants, and that means I'm feeding 100 families. But remember, it's not just hundreds, it's thousands, and that's what the Essence Festival does. Builds up our local economy, growing who we are as South Africa, not just as a nation, but as a brand.
The festival drew to a close with an epic all-star music concert which had a stellar local lineup and international Grammy-winning songstress Jill Scott, and topped it off with a spectacular Sunday evening with joyous celebration and Bishop T.D. Jakes.
The only way to pour the perfect beer, this professional barman would tell you, is into a glass tilted at exactly 45 degrees. Oh, bless you. Bless you, sir. Bless you again. Well, we'd say the perfect way to pour a beer is at this angle, straight into your mouth.
Get a 12-pack of Heineken Premium Lager cans for only $129.99 from Tops at Spar.
Here we are witnessing the beginning of the end of the apartheid system.
If you did a paternity test on our constitution, whose DNA would come up? Not Nelson Mandela, not after we did Oliver Tambo.
Rights and recourse tackles constitutional issues.
When South Africa became a constitutional democracy, we had a fairly sound legal system in place requiring the constitution to guide the direction in which it must go and the way in which it must be refashioned.
The Justice Ministry, the custodian of human rights.
We actually have a plan to come up with a comprehensive review of our human rights instrument.
Advocates dealing with evidence.
Sometimes you have to use a crook to catch a crook. So we expected that the credibility would really be taken to task. You try and consult your witnesses and prepare them as best as you can.
Hashtag Rights with Dumila Matez on legal issues every Sunday at 2 o'clock Central African Time.
At a time when imported cereal has all but vanished from supermarket shelves, a newly opened cafe in Cairo is offering its customers a wide variety of the popular breakfast food. Cereal and Flakes, which opened last August, is the brainchild of 3 Egyptian partners who together have a background in finance, marketing and sales, making it the first cafe of its kind in the country. The cafe, located in an upscale Cairo neighborhood, is mainly targeting a niche clientele base and foreigners who are willing to pay between 30 to 50 Egyptian pounds for a bowl of cereal.
والله هو بالظبط احنا برضو لو كنا استنينا مثلا لحد ما اقدر اجيب كل انواع السيريال، فيه اكتر من 100 نوع في حوالين العالم كله، فاحنا ما بدأناش بال 100 نوع كلهم، احنا بدأنا بالانواع اللي احنا نقدر نسورس دلوقتي في الوقت اللي احنا فيه. لو فضلت مستني لحد ما اجيب 100 نوع مش ما حدش عمري كنت هفتح. فانا بدأت بالانواع، كل شويه بجيب نوع جديد، كل ما شويه ما اقدر اجيب نوع زياده بدخله. بس انا ايبل دلوقتي ان انا بسورس الانواع اللي انا شايف ان الناس قادره او الناس بتحبها.
Tough regulations on importers also means that only a handful of distributors in the country have enough capital to import different products. This is mainly where cereal and flakes gets its supply. The partners who thought of the idea back in 2016 aimed to offer Egyptians their favorite traditional bowls of flakes, but with a twist.
برضو طورنا ان احنا دخلنا فكره الكونسبت بتاع الايس فليكس اللي هو الكونسبت بقى بتاع السيريال از ديزرت. ففي ناس كتير ممكن تكون فاكره ان السيريال بيتاكل بس از بريكفاست باللبن وكده، بس احنا دخلنا بقى كونسبت جديد ان السيريال يتعمل بالايس كريم وتوبينجز بقى endless toppings وحاجات كده يعني.
The co-founders Yusuf and Kamel, along with their third partner Ahmed Salama, plan on increasing the variety of cereals they offer as the cafe becomes more popular and the demand for different brands increases.
انا اول مره اجي ويعني كنت بالنسبه لي ما كنتش عارفه اصلا هم عندهم كوفي سelection غير السيريال وكده، فبالنسبه لي المره دي was more of a breakfast thing، بس انا عارفه ان المحل اكتر dessert place يعني. فانا النهارده مثلا I had a cinnamon plate كده بفروتس وهاني سيريال وبتاع، يعني I think the idea is amazing. وبعدين ما كنتش متوقعه صراحه الطعم، يعني عادي we have cereal on the time، بس هم they're very creative يعني في البليتس بتاعتهم وكده.
Prices of imported goods have increased since the government floated the Egyptian pound in November 2016, followed by strict measures on importers to curb foreign-made goods and encourage local manufacturing. As a result, the price of an imported box of cereal can go for approximately 170 Egyptian pounds, which is $9.6. And while many are tightening their wallets, cereal has become a luxury they cannot afford. An all-women restaurant run by inmates from San Diego Women's District Prison in the historic Caribbean seaport city of Cartagena has now become a popular eatery for customers looking for a different experience, who feel everyone should be given a second chance at life. Prisoners help to run the Trendz restaurant, which has been serving gourmet dishes to happy customers since its opening on December 15, 2016. The restaurant, called Interno, is an initiative led by a Colombian foundation called Alternative Inmate Action, led by television actress Johanna Bahamon.
Un proyecto que se divide en varias áreas, un proyecto que tiene educación, teatro, panadería, huerta, que tiene el área de emprendimiento, cocina, servicio. Y la idea de este proyecto es que podamos dar una herramienta para generar una segunda oportunidad. Esta herramienta que se genera desde adentro, por eso mismo se llama el proyecto interno, porque es dentro de la cárcel. Esta oportunidad se genera aquí, esta herramienta se da aquí.
A recognized Spanish chef, Caldo Miranda, forms part of a team of recognized Colombian chefs who helped to design a delicious menu at the restaurant.
Sí, le doy gracias a Dios que vino este proyecto para darnos una segunda oportunidad, para que la gente cuando cogen a uno que estamos allá, que dicen que ustedes no son aptas para la sociedad, y aquí le estamos demostrando que sí somos aptas para la sociedad, que sí somos capaces de servir allá afuera.
The chefs also helped to train about 170 inmates, teaching them how to cook and bake. Only 20 of them made the cut to join the team and work at the restaurant in the kitchen as waitresses.
distrae mucho aquí en que en el restaurante, se olvida de todo lo que vivimos allá adentro. Y aprendemos bastante con ayuda del chef Víctor. Y pues ahí nos proyectamos ahora que salgamos de este lugar, pues a tener nuestro propio negocio, a trabajar en otro lugar, en otro restaurante o hotel.
Bahaman's Foundation has helped more than 4,000 inmates in 25 jails around the country, organizing workshops ranging from theater to bakery in order to help them feel useful. The initiative has also helped change society's perception of inmates.
Pues una experiencia muy especial, pero ver que las niñas se quieren superar, progresar, y lo que dicen en su espalda pues de la camiseta me parece muy espectacular. Hay que dar siempre una oportunidad a las personas. Uno puede cometer errores, pero siempre hay una oportunidad, una segunda oportunidad.
Actions like this one help to give inmates a second chance at life and give them the confidence they need to find themselves useful once they re-enter society.
Hacer que la población civil, la que viene acá, rompa esas barreras mentales y dejemos de ver a los internos de las cárceles como esos delincuentes y como esos presidiarios, y aprendamos a ver al ser humano más allá del error. Y eso ha sido básico y fundamental en este proceso, y yo creo que todas las personas que han venido acá a internos se han llevado un poquito de esa libertad tan anhelada de las chicas. O sea, esa es una libertad bien bonita. Esta es la cárcel de las puertas abiertas, digo yo.
The Inter-American Development Bank, as well as various national and international institutions, have supported the project. Young chefs from around France vied for the Bocuse d'Or title and a chance to wear the tricolour in the Olympics of cooking. 8 chefs, mostly in their early 30s, donned their aprons and turned their passion into sport as they competed in Paris in a 2-day contest that ended on Wednesday, September 27th. Under a 5-hour limit, each contestant, with the help of 2 assistants, prepared 2 dishes. A plate of langoustine with wheat vegetables appetizers and an 8-person dish of beef fillet dressed with its juices and accompanied by marrow bone-based sides. Competition director and head chef in the 3 Michelin-starred restaurant Le Clos de Simes, Reggie Macon, said the contenders will be judged on cooking technique, avoidance of waste, cleanliness in the kitchen, presentation of the dish, and above all, a taste.
Ça peut apporter à ma carrière, vraiment un booster. Un booster. Moi, je travaille dans un petit restaurant en province. Et vraiment là maintenant, là on est à Paris, on rencontre beaucoup de chefs, on rencontre beaucoup de fournisseurs, beaucoup de gens, et je pense que d'être visible, c'est quelque chose qui est toujours bien dans la profession.
The contestants were encouraged to be creative with their dishes, and Gregory Bukowski said he aimed to put a touch of the Puy de Faux historical theme park in his execution.
Voilà, donc ce qui m'inspire, c'est mon lieu de travail, donc le Puy du Fou. Donc c'est vraiment que c'est lui qui, c'est mon environnement de tous les jours, donc c'est lui qui m'inspire aussi. Donc voilà, aujourd'hui on va essayer de mettre une petite touche de Puy du Fou sur nos plats.
Ce qui nous importe avant tout, c'est l'âme du plat, la cohérence, l'équilibre dans les parfums. Puis l'aspect visuel a aussi beaucoup d'importance.
Et on veut qu'il réalise un plat vraiment qu'on puisse servir dans un restaurant, un très bon restaurant gastronomique avec plein de saveurs, des superbes cuissons, un petit de la modernité, une belle réalisation, quelque chose qui sent bon, qui donne envie.
Bocuse d'Or was established in 1987 by Lion chef Paul Bocuse, known for creating a healthier, less opulent way of cooking called Nouvelle Cuisine.
Alors qu'arrive donc devant le jury assiette le troisième plateau, celui-ci qui est Sébastien.
The victor will go on to compete in Bocuse d'Or Europe in Torino next year.
Alors le clin d'œil, on l'a dit ce matin à Pierre Gagnère, langoustine marinée, tête. On dit bien la tête de filet, la tête du filet de bœuf. Des plats magnifiquement bien présentés et des parfums auxquels on ne s'attend pas.
The reigning champion of the grand finale is American chef Matthew Peters. The next international finale will be held in Lyon in 2019.
Autour de la Provence, moi je dis qu'il y a beaucoup de cuisiniers qui persuadés de connaître leurs produits, mais souvent pour reconnaître un peu maigre quant à la connaissance du poisson.
Violence against women, it also talks to such behavior where teachers, instead of educating kids and give them dignity, they strip them of their dignity.
The First Lady.
The First Lady, her action, it's just unacceptable. I must say that it cannot be condoned. If I had it my way, I would say we had to act and make sure that he goes to jail.
This scourge is not ceasing.
The angry people, the intolerant, it's so huge. So then the scourge finds itself within that particular environment. You cannot say that it's a standalone. It's influenced by social ills, economic challenges.
Join me in Port Said live every Monday to Thursday at 17:30.
It is 5 p.m. Central African Time, broadcasting live from Johannesburg. This is PM News. Mugabe is wanted in South Africa on a charge of assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm. Mugabe allegedly assaulted local model Gabriela Engels with an extension cord.
If the minister has granted the First Lady diplomatic immunity, then it then means that she will not be prosecuted.
There will now be 16 countries that form part of SADC. The Comoros was added as a member state during this summit. New Zealand rugby great Sir Colin Meads has passed away at the age of 81 following the battle with the pancreatic cancer. In 1999, Meads was named New Zealand's greatest rugby player of the 20th century. This year, a bronze statue of Meads was unveiled in his hometown of Te Kuti.
Stay tuned to PM News for all your news updates every Saturday and Sunday from 1500 hours.
Zintombi nonyana beAfrika siyathembisa sawuzama ukuzikhumbula sizikhumbulise imfundiso zenu sawuzama ukubambana ngezandla sivuselelane sivakale kuvakala inswahla yamazwi ethu enkilokiloza uvuye nditsho neentaka zezulu apho sisitsho sithi mfoka Thambo sikhokhele Thambo sakhilizwe lethu sithi sikhokhele mfoka Thambo sakhe sivuselele isizwe sethu sitsho sithi sikhokhele mfoka Thambo ndencincelele